All right, today we're gonna bring a Gigabit bridge, and these are two small individual bridges that you get to set up as a bridge or point-to-point systems or expand your internet. This is perfect way to do it. Now let me show you a couple things that you should be aware. These need PoE, power over Ethernet, and the only way you can provide them is through these modules. All right, so you need to connect one with a PoE where it says PoE right there, and the other one's going to be to the system itself. Now on the other end, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So one has to be programmed in A and the other one has to be programmed in B, and they have to have the same frequency. So number 1 all the way to, I believe, 16. There's a bunch of frequencies that you can set up, but we're going to do one test in one, A and B, and we're going to set it up. They give you a couple tie downs in case you want to set these up in a pole. If you guys can see that, for the pole, these are covers for the bottom of it to make it waterproof seal, and because they're going to be outdoors for a couple blocks here. We don't have a 5-mile range to set this up and test this out as it's supposed to be, but we have a couple blocks that we can test it out, and we're going to do that not just in close quarters, but we're also going to do long range. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so if you have a neighbor in the middle of nowhere and you have a line of sight, you could set these up to have internet across from each other. Line of sight, then there's no way you're going to be able to set these up. These need to be the further you are, the harder it is to match them each other, right? So you have to find the frequency, you got to find the same settings, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So a couple things you should know. All right, let's start with A. Now, the reason I say A, the bottom, there's a little switch, a little lever. I'm gonna flip it over so you guys can see a little bit better. There's a little lever right there in the corner, in the right below the numberage, and there's A and B. And then there's a number, if you guys can see, 1 through 8, you will say, you know, you have to set that up the frequency. We're gonna set up a number 1. And there's also another power source if you want to set it up through a power source. If you have a wireless camera that is far away from your facility, you want it to capture certain things, and you have power available, you can set this up to go from one end to the other end. They do give you a manual, very detailed manual, how to set this up. Of course, the connections come with, every single one comes with a cover. And like I said, in the bottom of it, it gives you a couple descriptions too. We're going to set it up so you guys can see it, right? Now, there is a meter on the right hand, and the B, you're going to use the meter to make sure it says WLAN. That's when you actually got a good connection. The greener you get, the better connection you get. So if it turns gray or red or any other color, yellow, then you don't have a good settings, right? Just make sure on LAN 1 green, and then maximum where it says WLAN, that's the distance that we're gonna get. If you have longer distance or not a good signal, it's gonna drop down the actual bar, if you notice, from lower to higher. So just make sure, be aware of that. We're going to be on the field, and we're going to try to get that to mimic so we can actually change it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. If you guys can see the bridge here, we have it at number 1, and we have this one in A. All right, this one's set in A, so this is going to be A signal. We are running a cable all the way to our garage. Now let's take a look at the B version. Here we have B and B signal. Look at the signal, right? We are good in the signal. It's green, and we're also on B on this one, and we're B on this one, and we're number 1 also too. So the signal is because we're close by right now, but we're still gonna do a test between this bridge and this bridge right here. The way it works, this one is a PoE on the actual box. It goes straight to the actual system itself, right? Now the secondary, if you guys can see, that actually goes to my computer, into my laptop here, and that's where we're gonna run some tests on it. So we're gonna put in speed test, right? I'm gonna go into speed test. I want to run a test here, so let's run a test. Run the test, and right now we're still getting 80 by, you know, we're supposed to get 100 by 100, but 80 is good enough for me, so we could work with that. So let's see how much upload speed we're getting. Now we're getting the speeds that we're supposed to. So It took a couple of tries, maybe twice, and then now it's picking up as it's supposed to be. So we're at 90 by 90, and this is a bridge, remember that. So we're not even far right now. We're gonna set it up right now. We have our antenna number 1 here. If you guys can see antenna number 1 here, and it's really close by here. So the way we're gonna do, we're just gonna have to make sure that the symbol is all the way to the LAN, and there is a little off right now, but we're gonna fix that up in a bit. You could adjust it how you want. Like for example, I'm gonna move the antenna this way, and it still picks up because we're close by. Anything around the range of it is gonna pick up. All right, we're able to get the actual meter to read high speeds right now, and I'm gonna point to you guys where the actual bridge is at. It is way out there. I'm gonna try to zoom in as much as I can. I do have a Samsung 21 that does long range, and there's the actual antenna, and we're like 2 blocks away, all right, from it. So this is how far we are from here, from the actual antenna, and we're getting really good speeds. Like I said, over there was 90 by 90, and here is we're 88 by 92. So the speeds are awesome speeds. Look at that. Look how far we are. That's the bridge right there. You see my daughter right underneath the bridge, and the signal is really, really good because, like I said, I tested out 100 by 100, and it's extremely far. We got the test going. Test again, just to verify. And right now we do have a landline connected with a little, because this is a Surface, it's a type C to type C, and then we do have a power module powering up the PoE. So the PoE is powered through here under where it says PoE, and then LAN is of course the yellow one that we have in the computer, and then we have this stand right in the corner of our neighborhood working very well. So easy to use, easy to set up. Hope you guys enjoy the video.